What is going on, everybody? And in this video I'll be taking a look at the Forsberg Racing Nissan GTR Nismo GT3, which is basically the same as the other one, but this car is actually going to be in the motor pass at level 25. And to be honest, from the testing I have done with this thing, I'm honestly pretty dang impressed with this GT3 in general. I mean, even the regular one's really good, but to get this vehicle all you have to do is hit level 25 because it is free, and it seems like the last two motor passes had really good cars in them. Even the Proto Lucky one was honestly insane. Now we also get this Nissan GTR, which I think is going to be a very good competitor in the touring car class. Now, I'm not going to lie, by the way, guys, I would say you really cannot go wrong with either one of these GTRs because both of the cars seem to be insanely good and also a really nice change in the touring car class. Now we can use something besides the Renault and or the Lamborghini as well, which is honestly really great to see because I like having a bigger variety of vehicles we can run in different races, because I would say a lot of players might be getting kind of frustrated with the fact that, well, a lot of the quote-unquote meta vehicles are pretty much in every class, and sometimes they're a lot better than the other ones, which I really have been seeing a lot lately. So having other vehicles that can actually compete against them, they might not be as fast and or good, but at least they're good enough to actually compete against them. It's just so great to see, and I really am loving the GTR. Both of these cars are honestly wonderful. Now, if you might have been wondering, the customization on these cars are going to be very, very limited. I did actually notice you literally cannot do much of anything to this vehicle, including the vanity items, which I did notice is kind of unfortunate. You can't do smokes or anything. You can basically just do underglows and horns. It's probably some type of licensing stuff with these vehicles or something like that on the reason why you cannot, which does kind of make sense. I think we can all agree that this Nissan's going to get a pass though, because even though you can't add any vanity items to it, this car still looks really dang good. I mean, I love the overall detail of the orange going around into the blue there. We have the different colored stripes, plus this vehicle is also all carbon fiber, and we have the orange on the top there, plus the wing in the back. I think this thing just looks awesome. Let me know what you guys think about this car in the comments below compared to the regular one. But nonetheless, let's go do an outside look of the Nismo here. Then I want to take this thing on a top speed run to really see how it might compare to some of the other touring vehicles. Then we definitely have to jump into an actual race to really test out its overall performance. Now, arriving outside here with the Nismo. Now, I'm not going to lie, by the way, guys, I think Ubisoft has done a really good job with the overall detail of these Forsberg vehicles. Like, all of them just look so dang good. Let's take a listen. And now moving over to the interior view of this Nismo is going to be exactly the same almost as the other GT3 there, which honestly does make sense because, well, it's kind of the exact same car. But I do love the overall detail with the strap there, plus all the buttons there, which I honestly have no idea what most of them do. We got fire, ignition, starter, all that good stuff. I really do love the overall detail of this, plus that crazy looking steering wheel. Then we're going to have the digital dash there, which basically is just going to show your gear and your RPMs, plus how fast you might actually be going, which honestly, first person, this car might be kind of weird to race in, but it really doesn't look all that bad. Now let's go see what the top speed of the Nismo actually is, and it's also snowing right now, which does look way better than it did before. My goodness, I got really frustrated because I literally could never see the road, but luckily this looks way better than it did. But nonetheless, guys, I have noticed having a higher top speed on the touring cars will make a big difference in a lot of the races, like the US Speed Tour events. Those are pretty long races normally, and like, for example, the Murcielago, that thing only does like 244 miles an hour, which is going to hurt it really bad in a longer event. But having something like the CCGT or the Renault that do 264 is going to be huge because, well, 20 miles an hour is going to make a big difference on these longer races, and even in some of the actual tracks, you'll notice how much faster you can actually go. But let's see what the Nismo is right now with using the nitrous. So Nitro Chemist can push this car to 258. So 258 there, 259 basically pushing through all the nitrous, which is honestly really good. I would say that 258 miles an hour is going to be plenty for the GTR because this car already seems to be really good on a track, and having a higher top speed like that is just going to make this car even better. But nonetheless, guys, let's go jump into an actual race and really see what this car can do. Now, jumping into the race test here with the Nismo, so one thing I do want to mention, by the way, guys, is the fact that the regular GT3 is also going to be a really good option. I mean, that car seemed to be very good when I was testing it out in the Summit recently, and I really do think the Forsberg Racing version of this vehicle is going to be really good as well. I would even go as far as saying this one might be a little bit better, but then again, it is in the Motor Pass, and, well, I know a lot of people might actually not want to level the Motor Pass up, or they're kind of mixed if they want to do this one or not. To be honest, I would at least hit level 25 if you guys are kind of mixed and at least get this vehicle, because I would definitely say this Nissan's worth every bit of it. And maybe you might be tired of using the meta vehicles like Scott over here in this race because I can barely catch this dude. who's also in the Lamborghini right now, which I honestly know how good the Renault and the Lamborghini are, but personally, I just don't want to really be running those cars anymore just because, well, I want to run something different and or, give the option that there is other good cars out there that you can run that is not that vehicle. Because I feel like if you're looking at the leaderboards and all that in some of these events in the summer, you might be wondering, well, what car can I actually run? And if you're a new player, I do think this is going to be a big issue because we all know some of the other cars are going to be a lot better than others. For example, Scott's right behind me right now in the Lamborghini. What a big surprise there. But nonetheless, I would say the GT3 is going to be a really good car to run. I mean, I'm loving this thing so far, guys. I really do think it can compete in the Summit with no issues at all, especially once you get down the shifting if you do run manual, or maybe just getting the right routes down on these races and all that, like the right lines, getting around the turns as fast as you can. I do think the GTR's got a lot of potential here, and I'm having a great time driving this. And bro, what are you using in your Lamborghini there? I mean, I'm really not pushing this race that hard, but my goodness. Anyone else notice how sometimes on Ace, the racers are way faster than they actually should be? And or like one of them is for that matter, especially on the powerboat races. My goodness. If you actually can't complete some of these on Ace, that might be really annoying. But nonetheless, back to where the GT3 is going to shine here. So this car is going to be a really good option on basically everything. Dang, bro. Man's trying to play some new Need for Speed over here, which I don't blame. We're getting ready for that. But nonetheless, I would say the GT3 is going to be a really good option overall for pretty much everything. Now, if you're wondering, can this car be used on like a US Speed Tour race? I would say it'll be a very good option because for one, it has a really high top speed, which is going to be a big plus, unlike the Murcielago. And it also handles really well. I mean, I'm loving the stability of this vehicle. You can actually feel it grip, which is kind of crazy. It literally doesn't slide out. It doesn't like lose itself at all around any turn, which is always a plus with pretty much any vehicle in this game, I would say. And the other best thing is the fact that, really, dude, am I actually about to lose this race right now? And the other great thing is the fact that this car looks really good. I really do think this is the one Motor Pass vehicle I recommend going after. Similar to the Proto Lucky one there, that car was also really good. But guys, this Nissan is incredible. Let me know your thoughts on this car in the comments below. And here are the settings I'm currently running on my car.